There will be a time that we have to look at what crypto projects we're gonna invest in. Now is not the best time in my opinion, but now is the best time to do your research. And in this video I would like to show you how I do my research. I don't want to make it too long, of course, and usually research takes you a good hour to maybe even way longer. But I want to go over the basics in this video. And I will give you this example with crypto gaming, purely because I like crypto gaming a lot and I think there's a lot of potential in crypto gaming. But when you are looking for new or low cap projects, what should you look at before you know if it's wise to invest or not? Let's get over that. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification. I'm here every single day to prepare in the bear market for the next coming bull market, and I would love you to have you with me if that's normal English, but I'm not normal or English, so let's get into it, man. Now it depends of course on your risk reward ratio, of course, right? In this video I'm gonna give an example of searching for a decent low cap altcoin, because if I look at crypto gaming, and this is the top play to earn coins on CoinGecko. Now it's not all play to earn, of course, right? If you have Gala, like that's not really a single game. Sandbox is more metaverse than just play to earn. Decentraland as well. Immutable X is the blockchain. So, but it's the category, right? What I usually like most though in this specific category is looking at projects that have more than a single game, because a single game, even if it completely succeeds, eventually the hype will go away. There are in the mainstream gaming world not a lot of games that actually are there from the beginning. It's like Grand Theft Auto is still playable. Like there are of course examples enough, but a lot of them people get sick of them, right? So you want to take a look at stuff like, okay, is it sustainable? Now what I in this case, like I said, look at is the market cap. Because not saying that Gala is not a good investment or Immutable X is not a good investment or whatsoever, but if you are looking for a good moonshot, right? What I look at is around now, $5 million market cap and lower, because there are a lot of good projects out there with a insane low market cap. Now, for example, if we look at around the $2 million market cap, it has, if it succeeds, the potential to do 100x or more. But it's also higher risk, of course, right? If you want to know if how much risk you can take on, basically. So let's take a look at, for example, Synverse. Synverse has a $1.8 million market cap. What I also already can take a look at this page is the volume, right? They have $800,000 in trading volume, which is quite a lot. My DeFi pad as well, by the way. I don't know what happened, but a crazy spike right here. So something bullish probably and still low cap. Let's take that one as an example. In this case, this seems interesting, right? However, if you can also look at this kind of stuff, right? Decentral Games ICE. Right, also quite low cap, but no trading volume at the moment. Or Decentral Games, well, that's the old one, so of course that has no trading volume. But you want to look at the volume, and that they have a bad day in volume doesn't necessarily mean the project is dead or anything. But a good, healthy amount of volume always helps the project, of course. But like I said, in this case, let's take a look at my DeFi pad. I don't know anything about it, so this is a unbiased video, and this is not about this particular project or whatsoever. I don't know about this project, but I do know that it's a good example of doing your research. So first thing I'll look at when I get to this page is the circulating supply and the total supply. And I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's just what I'm doing, right? Because if it has a total supply of 100 million, right, but it has circulating supply of, let's say, 2 million, then there's such a big gap, then I'm automatically not that interested anymore, right? Because you know that a lot of tokens are still getting vested. And if you really like the project, you can of course look in the white paper and look at the vesting to see like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's all getting burned for some reason or whatever. But if I see that just, half of the tokens are in circulation, and I feel like, okay, that's nice, because it's not the end of 2021 anymore. right? It's not that we have a whole fresh bear market in front of us, that together with a big token vesting, that's killing for a project. It's more that I think like, okay, we have maybe a very choppy year in front of us. Well, we probably all expect 2024, 2025 to be a relative good year for crypto. And therefore, in my experience, a good bull market wins from token vesting. So what we saw with Gala, for example, last bull market, Gala had horrible tokenomics, and therefore the price goes down so much in this bear market, but in the bull market, they didn't care, right? That's what it does. So that's the first thing I take a look at. I also, of course, take a look, like I said, at the trading volume, which is quite a lot, which is decent. They are on a lot of watch lists right here. That can be bought, though. Or botted. It depends on how you look at it, but that can be fake. So don't let this determine anything, but the combination of everything is quite important, I think. What I then take a look at is the price chart, because if I look at the max price chart and it looks the other way around, it started low and it's now all the way here up here, then I do feel like, okay, maybe it's time to admit that we missed that one. Right? Although it's still sitting at a $2 million market cap. If it came from 20K, for example, yeah, then you already missed out on 100x. And then you're basically offering yourself to be exit liquidity for the people that were already in the project. So I don't know. But then I like to zoom out a little bit on the project to see how the price chart is doing. And what I can already tell, at least with this project, is that it's not really the perfect time to buy yet, because the low was just 1 month ago, right? So it's definitely not a confirmed bottom yet. And I'm not saying that you should look for the bottom, but I am saying that as long as an asset is still making new lows and hasn't confirmed its bottom yet, then you don't know how far it can go down. And that's not strategic dollar costing at all. When something went down and it stays there in that range, that's strategic dollar costing. Whether you buy it at $1, $5, 20 cents, whatever is in that range. But if it's still in the free fall, yeah, then you don't know how long that free fall can still go on, right? It's now 4 cents. Can it go to 1 cent? Yeah, well, you know, the price chart shows that every downside is possible still with this one. Nevertheless, it is interesting. They are built on the Cardia chain. Now, I haven't seen a lot of projects yet that are built on the Cardia chain, but they're also on Ethereum and they are also on the Binance Smart Chain, for example. So if I look at DEX tools and I want to check out how it looks like right here. So on the BNB chain, they have $150,000 liquidity, which is not that much. So it also doesn't need a lot to pump the price, of course. But here you can see the chart also a little bit better, right? And you just saw, like I said, here a couple of weeks ago, it put in a new low. And yeah, it's up a lot compared to that low. The wick was even way more extreme, but that's just because there is not a lot of liquidity. So it can go down just as easy as well. So don't let this, you know, look at such a chart and be like, oh, look where we came from. It's so cheap right now. Maybe you can say the same thing in a couple of months, right? Well, not the minus, but you know what I'm saying. The holders, 180,000 holders. Interesting. Then I do have my questions like, okay, then why is it so extremely low cap? My own coin has double the market cap and has like 600 holders maybe. So that's a weird ratio if you ask me, but okay. Then let's go back to the project, and I also want to see, okay, where is it listed? Just for my information, well, they're listed on Kucoin, which is good, and they're listed on, you know, some other, you know, smaller layer one centralized exchanges. So that's fine. Then I always like to look at their Twitter, for example. They don't have a big following on Twitter. That's obvious. They are followed by someone that I follow. Don't exactly know, but they are not followed by major accounts or big names in the crypto space. And one, that could be a good thing, as they still can, you know, have that room to build. Two, it's not an established crypto project, so it's already more high risk, high reward when it comes to that. Then I look, okay, they have 1,000 followers. when did they tweet for the last time? Okay, that was yesterday of the moment of recording. So they are still at least active on Twitter, right? They are still out here. They don't get the interaction though. That's a little bad, right? I mean, for 1,000 followers with a project that has 180,000 holders, I really 180,000. Yeah, then it's quite weird to me. I still have to get used to that Twitter is now an X. Fucking bullshit. But 180,000 holders, and on a tweet they get like 4 likes or so. Something is off in this case. Okay, so this is already, even if the rest looks perfect, it's a moonshot, and it's, you know, quite high risk already. But cool, we have seen that. Now, if you want to know more about their socials, you also can jump into their Telegram, of course. And what I usually do is I'll just go to the group and see how much talking is going on there. So today is already skipped, yesterday as well, day before as well. So it's quite dead on their socials. So when it comes to that, I feel like, okay, Twitter, not looking good. Telegram, not looking good. But maybe they are a Discord type of community, although I don't see Discord right here, but you know, we'll see. Then it's of course important to know what the project is, right? But still, I don't start with that. Why? Well, maybe I look at the project and I freaking love everything, and then it turns out that they have like shit tokenomics or a complete fake community or whatever. Yeah, and then I did everything for nothing, basically. Right, but so far it's like, okay, it's worth it for me to check it out even further. Now, if a project is really, for my feeling, high risk, high reward, and I come to a website that looks like this, I always just Google image search these pictures, right? Just in case to see if this is at least their own graphics. And if I search for it, I'll find it everything. That it's about this project, my DeFi pet partner, or my DeFi pet. So it's at least theirs. Otherwise, you will see all kind of other stuff pop up. The greatest pet migration is coming soon. Okay, so it's a little a shame that it's really high risk, high reward right now, because on their socials, we can get nothing out of their socials, basically. We can, the following really makes me doubt is if it's a real following, and the website doesn't provide you with any information as well, right? So then you really have to start like to, you know, dig deep, and you can, for example, go to their Medium, yeah, which they updated like 3 months ago, and there you will see. We are thrilled to announce that more games will be accepting my DeFi Pet NFTs. The upcoming days, we will share a detailed process for the pet migration. You know, and that's the kind of stuff you want to check out, because it says in the upcoming days, we will share a detailed process for the migration. But yeah, then if I look at the website, it still has nothing, right? And this was also the latest Medium article, right? So in the coming days, we're now 2 months further and nothing, right? So in that case, I feel like, man, they I don't know. They do have so much trading volume going on though. But out of their socials and their website and all the things that should matter, I can make up where that's coming from, basically. So, you know, and the price did pump quite well. How could that be? Well, I just go through to the buys and the sells, and you will probably somewhere see a big buy popping up right here. But it was a couple of days ago, I think, so I can keep scrolling a lot. But it's probably because they don't have a lot of liquidity, and someone felt like, yeah, this might be my high risk moonshot, and he bought like a decent bag of it, which already pumps the price quite hard, right? Can be the case. But there are a lot of buys and sells going on though, so that's at least something. In this case, I don't want to make it too long anymore, but I can already come to a conclusion that it's a project that I feel like, okay, it's not what I'm buying right now. I'll keep it on my watch list, see how it goes, right? Even if it goes up here and I miss out on a 3, 4, 5x, doesn't matter, because I'm also risking a lot of money if I invest right now, right? Making new lows, socials dead, website, no information, Medium not updated, not a lot of liquidity. It looks completely dead, except for the simple fact that it has a lot of trading volume. Let me put it like that. So that's basically how I do my research. And what you can also do, of course, is you can also go to just Google, right? My DeFi pad, and you will find some stuff probably that you don't find anywhere else. But yeah, in this case, I am a little skeptical. Also, they are not really that active on Twitter. It takes me 3 scrolls and we are already 2 months back. So yeah, but these are the most important things. I hope it's helpful. Do this with any project. Too bad I took this as an example, because if things look better, you can really dive into the community and check out what's being said. And in this case, I don't know, it's not a lot to be found right here. They do have I don't know, these are tournaments and all of that, so they are still doing something, but it's very with the community itself. But to the outside world, they are not really there or something. So yeah, game is dead. Now read pinned messages and like, yeah, it shows, right, that one of the first messages that I read is someone that asks like, is it dead? And it should be probably somewhere in the pinned messages, but you also don't have a Twitter, a website, a Medium, you know, for nothing, because when I do my research, I also start to believe that it's dead. And yeah, is it up to the community to look at every single pinned message to find out that an admin said that it's not dead? Then make it look like it's not dead. These are the basics, at least. These are the basics that if you go over this, you should already feel like, okay, it's worth it or it's not worth it. Some people just, you know, look purely at the price chart, feel like, oh, it's so cheap, let's buy. Yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that. So I hope it was helpful. If it was, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Just use this. Took me like 15 minutes or so. If you use it on every project, you know, it will cost you a few hours, but you at least filtered out a lot in your future crypto portfolio.